All right, joining me over in Belgium, Andrew Timmerman. Good morning, Andrew, or good afternoon, should I say, as it is in Europe.
Yes, it's good afternoon here in Europe at the moment.
How are you, my friend? How's it going there? How's the lockdown? How's the situation?
Well, it's going all right. It's not as good going on the airshow scene, but yeah, we keep trying to get people motivated and keep the people involved by sharing our photos and of past airshows.
Are you allowed out? You can travel a little bit at the moment where you are, or not?
Well, at the moment we can't travel outside Belgium,
Yeah.
so we're restricted to Belgium. But yeah, I live 5 minutes from an airbase flying F-16, so I go spotting every day if I want, so it's perfect.
Absolutely amazing. Well, you started off in South Africa. We can tell with the accent. You were in the Air Force, were you, Andrew?
Yes, I did service in the South African Air Force for 2 years. I was working as an air traffic control operator, and then also was involved with one squadron. At that stage were flying the Mirage F1, which until they retired or closed down the squadron in, what was it, 2005, I think they closed down. Yes, and then that's basically where my whole love for aviation bloomed, and expanded. But yeah, I always lived in that area, so always saw the fighter aircraft flying and things like that. Yeah, and then from South Africa, I moved to Belgium in 2012. Yeah, December 2012. December 2012, I moved to Belgium, and then obviously living very close to the airbase, every day seeing, fighter jets, F-16s, the good old workhorse, the C-100 or C-130 Hercules.
Fantastic. So what about when you were younger? Were you into aircraft then? Were you into aviation when you were small?
Yes, my parents used to work on a military base in South Africa. So in that sense, I was also involved, and growing into the whole aviation thing. Yeah. So yeah, that does influence from a young stage already. But my big influence, or my big admiration and passion for the aviation, started basically in 1993 when I started at the Air Force in South Africa. But yeah, it's good times, long time ago.
Oh yeah.
Then there was still a big variety of aircraft flying, but sadly, due to budget cuts and things, obviously all over the world, our variety of aircraft is getting less. But yeah, I mean, when I moved to Belgium, then I started again full going into it. 2015, I started with spotting again and doing photography at the Belgium or Kleine Brogel Air Base.
What took you to Belgium? What brought you there?
Woman. Yeah. my wife is Belgian. So yeah, I moved to Belgium.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's awesome. Love it. Only disadvantage, not enough sun.
Yeah. That's Europe for you. That's Europe for you. What were you? What did you start doing as a job then when you got to Belgium?
Well, it was in the beginning quite hard to get work because of language barriers and working permits and things like that. We got married here in Belgium, and then basically I had to wait for my work permits.
Yeah.
At first, I was working for Federal Express, the package services.
Yeah.
And then I went over to making windows. So I started producing glass.
Yes.
And then I found the perfect job. I'm now a brewer. I make beer.
Do you?
Yeah. So I make beer to drink with the pilots.
Fantastic. Belgian beer. Belgium. What kind of strength are you making? What is it?
Well, we go from our strongest beer is 16.5% alcohol, and it goes to the alcohol-free beers, the 0%. Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
But yeah, as I said, living close to Kleine Brogel Air Base, I basically then joined up with KB Spotting, or the Belgian Military Aviation Group.
Yes.
By sharing photos on their Facebook pages and things like that. Then in 2018, April, started my own Facebook page, Finn Aviation Photography. That grew steadily monthly. It kept on growing. I'm now currently close to 5,000 followers. But I wanted more. I wanted to show my passion more and share my passion for aviation with more people and keep growing in the industry. Got involved with Sun Nicole International Airshow. Did some photo work for them.
Yeah.
But also, then I got the golden opportunity to, like air sports promotions, I joined with European Airshows.
Yes.
I've been partnered with them as a team member, as a photographer, and keep going and promoting the aviation.
And how did that come about? How did the partnership come about?
Basically, through Facebook. I've been following their Facebook page, what's now almost 3 years.
Yes.
So basically through that, I then saw the advert of they recruiting people or volunteers.
Yes.
And obviously I did not think twice about it, immediately sent in my motivation letter and photos and was accepted.
Fantastic.
And we're growing. Hopefully we're going to grow to a world air shows and not just European air shows. That would be the ultimate, would be growing to a world air shows page and website.
So before this pandemic hit, what was happening for you? What were you doing with the air shows?
Traveling all over Europe.
Yeah.
2019, I did 4 visits in France.
Yes.
Being from South Africa, traveling long distances doesn't bother me, so
right.
That helps a lot.
Yes.
Went to Switzerland, to an air show in Switzerland. So then Sun Nicole Air Show, did several in Holland. Went a lot of just airbase spotting as well in Germany.
Yes.
But yeah, then the worst thing happened for aviation, COVID-19.
Yes.
2020 was one air show after the other, cancelled. Yeah, it's hard. I find it's a very, very testing time for aviation, especially for air shows. A lot of air shows lose sponsorship and will lose the income, and I find that very sad. I just hope that we can recover and that the whole pandemic stops in the sense of being able to do air shows again.
Yeah. And what about for this year? What was it looking like for you?
For this year, I've got planned, we've got Belgium Air Force's 75th anniversary this year. We've got a air show in June, the Belgium Air Force, well, they call them Belgium Air Force Days.
Yes.
That's in June. But with the whole pandemic, it actually made, instead of 6 air shows, I've got now 1 weekend, 2 air shows to go to. so it's going to be testing weekends, but I'll handle it, as I would say. It will work out. So I've got the Belgium Air Force Days, then I'm going to France, to La Ferte Air Show, which is more a little grass strip with old-timers, so World War II aircraft in it. Also then I've got the one in Sun Nicole, that's in September, which is also going to be a special report with the NATO Tiger meet held at Kleine Brogel because of the anniversary of the 3-1 Tiger Squadron, as well as the NATO Tiger Association has got their anniversary. And that also coincides with the Sun Nicole Air Show. So that's a perfect whole week, and that's from 7 September till 14 September.
Yes.
So that's a whole week of air show and action and aviation, military aircraft and photos taken and things like that.
Yeah.
And that same weekend, I'm also then trying to go to Paris to also old-timer, as we call it, air show. With this year, their theme is the Pacific War.
Right.
So then they try and get all aircrafts of that era and time to join as at the air show. But yeah, that's the main plans. I mean, hopefully they all still go through. Yeah, holding fingers crossed.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's, yeah, like I said, it's testing times for all of us. I mean, I love aviation, and my son loves aviation, and to promote to the youth and people, it's very hard if there's no air shows.
Yes.
You know, then it does make a big impact, I find.
So tell me about your schedule when you arrive at an air show. What is your program normally? How do you what do you normally do on arrival, first of all?
Basically, my air show starts months in advance.
Yes.
I will be on Google Earth looking around every possible place to stand at the air show. I go into very big detail, because to me personally, if I arrive at the show, I don't want to have to walk around and waste time.
Yes.
That's photo opportunities you lose then. So basically, I go in advance, get ready. The week before the air show, then it is going down to crunch time. Then it's watching the weather 3-4 times a day, you know, weather predictions for the show. And then it depends where the show is. If it's in Switzerland, I usually will travel during the night. So I'll do an overnight travel to Switzerland.
Yeah.
That's about 500 miles or 800 kilometers. And then arriving at the show, it's basically get gear out as you get out of the car. And then, because a lot of times I've had it while you're walking to enter the show, something takes off and it's like, wow, that would have been a perfect photo.
Yes.
So it's immediately go into aviation photography mode.
Yes.
You know, it's like turn it on, photos, take test photos, and get ready for the show. And basically, then it also, you know, try and get the best location.
Yeah.
Get the best shots to share with my audience and with the audience of European Airshow's group.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. That's the main thing. It must be fun. If it's, you know, I always say, if it's not fun, why do it?
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, it's a lot of enjoyment, and also meeting up with the pilots. I mean, like the Rafale solo display team, Marty and Babouk. You know, knowing them personally, it gives a very special bond with the shows. I would often go and contact the pilots and say, which shows are you flying this year?
Right.
And then say, okay, I'm going to go to this show and that show and that show. And we communicate with each other. And that's a good part of it, you know, because at the end of the day, the pilots flying the demonstrations, I mean, very professional, highly trained people, all of them, even civilian pilots.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's we as photographers have to work as a group with the pilots and with the airshow organizers to promote the airshow. I mean, if you don't have any photos for an airshow, you don't promote the show.
Yeah.
I mean, if nobody else can see the photos, you don't know what the show is about.
Yeah.
And it's just, as some people would say, it's a lot of noise. Yes, for us, it's good noise. We love the sound of a jet or a good old Hurricane or Spitfire, even the Mustangs. I mean, that's absolute top to have those. But yeah,
how do you find the cooperation with the airshow organizers? Do you have a good relationship with them?
Yes, in general, it is a very good relationship. I find in the last couple of years, it's grown in the sense of they actually make an extra spotters day for aviation photographers. So like, for instance, we'll be on a Friday, have a spotters day. We're there for the arrival of the airplanes, for the practice, the training of the show. And then at the air shows itself, then you basically join the crowd. Some air shows will actually have special spotters corners at the display areas. So the spotter is still uniquely placed. And that I find is good in the sense of the airshow organizers compared to the spotters. At the top is the pilots, and
Yes.
if we all three make the triangle a perfect circle,
Yeah,
it's the best for the shows. You know, that's, like I say, it's at the end of the day, it's a promotion of aviation, and that's my main aim as well. But yeah, shows organizers, it's working very well. I find that we just need more sponsorships at the shows.
So during this pandemic and the lockdown, what have you been doing with your free time?
Oh, editing photos from past air shows, catching up on it.
Catch up on this, eh?
Yeah, it is. But like I say, yeah, living close to the airbase, I can always get extra photos. Last year, the borders were all closed between us, Germany, Holland. And then at a stage it did open over December. And then, yeah, first thing I did was drive to Germany, to Norwich Air Base, to go and take photos of Eurofighters. So yeah, like I say, it's not all as it should be, as we wish it would be. But yes, we do have still a lot of opportunities to go spotting. Yeah, but I want the air shows. The air shows are the big thing we need.
Well, let's hope this year can be a better year than last year, Andrew. It seems to be slowly starting to open up, and we hope it does.
Yes, Sunny Cole is still going full out on the organization or organizing of the show. They used to be only a Friday evening show and then a Sunday full day air show. They've now split it. They're actually turning into 3 days. So you'll have Friday evening, Saturday and Sunday to basically get 20,000 visitors split up over 3 days.
Yes.
So you get less people. We can then have cordoned off areas to keep the social distancing and still try and get the air show going.
Yes.
You know, my biggest fear is that the interest in shows disappears. I hope it won't. And I don't think it will, because we have enough enthusiasts to keep that dream going of air shows. But yeah, I mean, hope this year we will do some air shows and be able to report on it.
Good. Well, Andrew, it's been great to catch up with you and get an insight into what's going on in your world with air shows over there in Europe and in Belgium as well. But I'm sure we'll be in touch with you as the year progresses and keep an update of what's going on with you. But thanks for joining us, Andrew. It's been great to catch up with you.
It's an honor to be a guest, and thank you for the opportunities.
My pleasure. Take care, my friend. Bye-bye.
Cheers, bye.